Hello everybody, and welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons! It not raining today. Pretty neat. Do what pleases us. Butterbean, you're the best! What are you up to right now? Something fun, I bet. You always have the greatest ideas. So I was thinking of you, and I guess I'm writing to ask if we can plan to do something together soon? Yours truly, Gala. Aww. Well, I mean, I would suggest her and I could do what I've been doing for the past, like, hour-ish. But it doesn't have hot seat multiplayer to it yet, if it'll ever have it. So what that is I've been playing some of the demo for the new Heroes of Might and Magic game that's coming next year, sometime, into early access. Because of course it's not fully releasing next year; it's going into early access next year. And they're only planning to have 6 races available at the beginning of early access, which I don't like. I'm just going to get that out of the way right away. I don't like that. Especially where one of the races that they've already went out of their way to add into the game is one of the ones from freaking 6, and nobody likes Heroes of Might and Magic 6. So, gross. But, so far, it's been alright. There's definitely been some moments where I've looked for quality of life from 5, and it's just not there. Now, they're trying to call upon the nostalgia of Heroes of Might and Magic 3. That's what they're attempting to do. So, I wasn't expecting all of the quality of life changes that were made in 5 to exist in now the 8th game in the series. But I was kind of hopeful, not gonna lie, given 5 is my personal favorite in the series. I was definitely hopeful, and I am trying to still temper my expectations. So far, it has been better than 6 and 7. It seems like they have finally learned their lesson and went back to things that work. The devs behind Heroes of Might and Magic have had this hate relationship with the fanbase, it feels like. I would say love-hate, but no, it just feels like hate-hate. Where the fanbase did not like 6. Liked 7 a little more, but there's not really many fans of 7 either. And, like, they did make minor improvements going from 6 into 7. Like, Heroes of Might and Magic 6 is basically baby's first Heroes of Might and Magic game. If you want a really simple introduction to Heroes of Might and Magic, 6 is pretty good for that. Toot-toot! Hey, Steven. Today's totally a great day. It's cloudy. Not a fan. But you know what? Clouds aren't so bad if you talk to them, if you talk about them with friends. That is fair. They're also not bad if you talk to them. Maybe you just step outside and you're like, hey clouds, how's it going? And then they rain on you, and then you're like, alright, bad day, huh? And then they're like, yeah. And it's like, alright, that's fine. That's just how it is. Just how clouds work. You just gotta give them a chance. I actually really like cloudy days, so. Yeah, I'm just gonna sell all the little flower starts. We don't really need them. The spot of the town we do need flowers in, I've yet to make the roads. I really need to get back to that, because I kind of want to actually have the roads and paths and yards done before, like, December. I am the worst at this. It's so much more annoying to work on that stuff in this game specifically. There's a sword here. A double-edged sword. Most were under 30,000. I can't afford that. Tangent time. Most swords were double-edged. That's not a bad thing. That's how swords are. Like, you wouldn't want a single-edged sword. You just wouldn't, because, sure, the main power is your draw slash, slashing downwards, but bringing it back is also a thing. And if you've been parried low, you want to be able to bring your sword back up and still be a threat to your opponent. I know I'm awkward at the angle. There's a microphone here and a table here, and I can't move. I got the arm of the I can't move properly. But yeah, like I will always dislike that saying of, it's a double-edged sword, even though I say it myself from time to time, because I know people just understand what I'm saying when I say it. Because, like, swords are double-edged. That's a good thing. That's what you want your sword to be. You don't want a single edge. But, yeah. So far, I've only played Dungeon in the new Heroes game demo thing. What is the name of that game? Heroes of Might and Magic, the Olden Era. Or just Olden Era. I always add the to names, even when there isn't a the. It's, like, so far Dungeon has felt like Dungeon, with a few caveats that I get it, but I also don't. Okay. So, how can I describe this in a way that is at least not heavily mature rated? I know one good way I can describe Dungeon, and that's by using the centerpiece of their towns in Heroes of Might and Magic 5. It was a giant, unclothed woman. Most of their faction were either heavily robed spies, which were usually the males, or scantily clad women. And it was about a 50-50 split. They were very dom. You got a very clear picture of their society by just how aggressive and dominant the females were, how timid, meek, and spy-like the males were. They seem to have changed that a lot. I don't remember how Dungeon was with 7. I honestly haven't played it enough to have many memories of it. I might reinstall 7, just to see. Funnily enough, it is not in my game list. Why? Hold on. Yeah, this is... Why is it not here? Oh, right. They called it was Might and Magic Heroes, was what they called it before. I'll have to reinstall 7 and give that another peek to see if they maybe changed that before 7 or before 8. But I'm not reinstalling 6, that's for sure. It's rather funny to me how, like, I never bought the expansion for Heroes of Might and Magic 7, Trials by Fire. I own it, though. They just gave it to me someday. I don't know why. I don't know why I have it. I just have it. As you might be able to tell from Star Ocean game, even though I haven't liked a Star Ocean game since 2, Heroes, I own Heroes 6 and 7, and I'm trying 8, even though I haven't liked the Heroes game since 5. Which, in that case, at least that's closer. Here's a controversial take. I actually kind of like Heroes of Might and Magic 4. I know a lot of people don't, and I honestly don't get it. It's not a bad game. Honestly, there's a lot of people that don't like 5, and I don't get that one either. Like, they constantly go on about how amazing and great 3 is, and it's like, okay. But 4 and 5 are 3, but better. Like, you know. Honestly, I'd say Heroes of Might and Magic 5 Tribes of the East is probably the best game in the series. Which also does add to the, do you really call 6 and 7 properly 6 and 7? Because Tribes of the East was a standalone thing built up on 5, but you didn't need to own 5 to play Tribes of the East. So technically it's its own thing. I may as well just plant these. I'm gonna need to move them anyway, but... I wish you could just press the pickup button to pick up flowers, I'm gonna be honest. That is probably one of my biggest complaints with New Horizons, and I really, really hope that the next Animal Crossing game, we can just press the pickup button to pick things up again. That would be great. But, yeah, like, I will say, I'm not really complaining about the change of aesthetic. I'm not complaining that the dungeon faction does not have basically unclothed women running around. My more thing is just how they seem to have completely changed the dynamic of that society to make it more human. And we have humans for that. You know, that's more my complaint. It was nice having the other factions feel like believable other factions, you know. Okay, I got my guide up. That has a coffee stain on it. I think I already have Mona Lisa. Yeah, I already have the Mona Lisa. I don't know if I have the finger bang guy, but I don't think he's finger banging. No, yeah, he doesn't do that in this one. He just gets very worried. I'll have to look closely at him because I can't see his eyebrows from here. But what about this statue? Statue, where's the statue? Okay. The statue's real. The left leg forward. Yeah, this statue is real, and I'm positive I don't have this statue yet. So, Valiant statue. I do really like this statue. I kind of wish I could see what it looked like originally, because it gives me very Valkyrie vibes. And I wonder if it was, like, initially intended to be a Valkyrie or an angel. That's more what I want to know. Whether it was supposed to be a Valkyrie or an angel. Because those are two different things. A Valkyrie is a human with wings and, you know, a very valiant person, where an angel is an angel. And angels, I do like them, but they're kind of dull comparatively. I much prefer Valkyries. But yeah, like, I'm looking forward to, but also not looking forward to see how they might handle, God, I can't remember the actual faction name. The dwarves. Why can't I think of their faction name? Because I never think of the faction names outside of, like, Dungeon to Haven, which aren't called Haven anymore. They've changed the humans' name from Haven to something else at some point. I'm still gonna call them Haven, because that's just what the humans have always been called. I am really happy to see that they've gone back to old-style hero leveling. When you level, you get your choice of 3 skills to, like, 3 skills to level up. 2 of them always seem to be a new skill, 1 is always an old skill. At least that's how it's looking at the moment. Well, I can't say 2 are always new. 1 is always new, 1 is always an old skill, and then there's 1 kind of in the middle. That's been bold, now I'm thinking on it. Yeah. So, like, I like that. I did not like how 6 and 7 did heroes, where every hero had the exact same skills, and you just picked them as you leveled. It took all of the individuality out of each of the heroes. They were just portraits at that point. It's nice that we can all be here together like this, tall nut. Let's chat. Psst, I thought this was gonna be a book club meeting to discuss three-dimensional thinking. I guess it's good that it isn't, 'cause I didn't finish reading the book anyway. That is fair. Butterbean, come on in and join Caroline. Lay it on me. Excited to be hosting some of my favorite neighbors here in my own home. What a rare treat. Snorty, am I overdoing it? You don't want to sound like I'm all desperate or something. No, you don't. You sound adorable. You two girls have fun. I do want to try some of the other factions. I was watching a creator I follow play Necropolis, so I might skip playing them. I was never the biggest fan of Necropolis anyway. As being basically the zombies, necromancers. They were never fun to fight, so I never really played them a huge amount. When I was really young, I did play Necropolis in a demo for, I think it was Heroes of Might and Magic 2, that used different artwork from the games itself. And I really wish I could find that demo again, because I have this mental image of the skeleton dragon, like the bone dragon. I know what it is I'm looking for. Oh, is that Serrano up here thinking? It is. Hey, you thinking of moving? Got hard for him to say, but... Oh. I don't think so. I want you to move, not pick up new nicknames for me. Hey. It's happy to see you, tall nut. Slatus. After weather like this, that's perfect for air drying my laundry. That's very fair. Hey there, Nightflyer. How goes, Nightshade? One chat. Enjoying the evening, Nightshade? Me too. Nights get me hyped. I could guess. Hey, I was just thinking about you. Sparkles, chat with me. So I want to tell you. 1, you're fab. 2, I mean that. 3, there is no 3. It's very fair. This guy's back here fishing. Scared to take my eyes off my bobber. That is fair. I mean, I don't even see your bobber, so... You may want to reel in. But, yeah, it's seeming like it's probably going to be an alright game. I am with this creator on wondering what the price is going to be. Because if it's like a $90 to $100 game, I'm probably gonna skip it. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm literally sitting here debating if I want to skip, at least for now, Legends CA, just because, like, I really want it. And I do really want to see about streaming it, like day one kind of stuff, because I think that could be really fun to experience that game, you know, basically spoiler-free, you know, as soon as possible. But, like, money, and it's so expensive. And there's so many other games I could get and enjoy, you know. Sweets, really coming along. What you doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Check it out, I'm making a flower stand. DIY stuff takes some major elbow grease, so I can go all in on it. It's worth the effort, though. Yeah? I'll give it a whirl. I don't know how to make a flower stand yet. So, like... Because, like, even just thinking through, like... I know I'm going to enjoy Legends ZA. I know I am. I enjoy every Pokemon game. I can't help it. I love Pokemon. That probably drives some people crazy, because I don't just crap on every new Pokemon game the moment it comes out. I enjoy them. I, in fact, think they're better than the ones that come before them, which is apparently one of the most controversial takes you can have, because you're supposed to hate every new Pokemon game because it's new, basically. At least that's what it feels like. You know, like, I'd rather like games, especially when they're good. But, like, money. And it's one of those things of, if I had managed to get the job I had applied for, I wouldn't need to care. I'd have money. This wouldn't be even a problem. But I didn't, so I don't have money. And now my sleep schedule is right proper thumped, so, like, yeah. Last I was looking, there were no night jobs available. So, that's a bit of a problem. Especially because, like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I can feel I am much happier. My brain isn't being stupid anywhere near as often. Oh, my inventory is packed. Okay, I can put one flower right here. So, like, I don't really want to go back to being awake during the day. It's not good for my brain. But, like, that's when the jobs are. Which also, like, that... It drives me crazy. And I know this is, like... Jeez. This is the business side of my brain being driven crazy. There is, not far from where we live, a convenience store that has, like, a pizza place in it. Now, most convenience stores stay open 24 hours a day because they make money by doing that. And with this place having the pizza place, like, they could literally, it would be a limited supply, but whatever didn't sell of the day before's pizza stuff could be sold for like $1, $2 at night after their pizza place closes in the back. That way they're not throwing out food, they can then sell it. Like, it just makes some extra, but they're not. They literally close by like 10 p.m. Actually, I think they close at 9. And it's like, really, guys? Why not be open all the time? And part of me wonders if the reason for that is they just don't have anybody willing to work the night shift kind of thing. But, like, just put out a job application, like a job posting for it, and I'm sure people like me would apply. Especially with how kind of close to here they are. Like, I would gladly work there. There's also a gas station right next to it that also shuts down at night. We live along the main road in this city. Can you imagine the main street in any other city having a gas station on it that just shuts down for the night instead of staying open? Like, there is a gas station that is open in this town through the night, but it's out of the way. So it's like, you're literally giving business to this gas station that's out of the way just because you don't want to hire someone to work the nights, I guess? As long as you like. One chat. A lot of Halloween decorations popping up here and around here lately. It's kind of cool. Think of the idea that ghosts put them out while we're not watching. Scary thought. That's what Halloween's all about. Yeah, it's totally ghosts, my man. It's totally ghosts. Wait, hold on. Might be a zombie. Yeah, no, there's no pulse going on here. So yeah, it's a zombie. Sorry to tell you. It's a zombie going around putting them up. Legit, I can't feel my pulse. It's great. From what I've been told, the reason I can't feel my pulse like that is because basically my metabolism is too good. Like, my heart doesn't need to work that hard to pump the blood through my body. That's what I've been told. I don't know how accurate or true that is, but that's just what I've been told. And I've not really gone to, like, get checked out or anything, because, like, my body still works just fine, you know. Might be why I get a bit lethargic from time to time, but, like, that's literally solvable by just simply exercising more. Like, when I'm exercising more regularly, like, and actually kind of intensely, like, I've been walking, and, like, today marks a complete week of doing nightly walks. But, like, my walk isn't the most intensive thing. I do walk about 5 to 10 kilometers a night, but it's walking. You know, it's not, you know, I'm not actually putting a huge amount of effort into it, you know? Like, I know I've already got one of these, but I kind of, actually, I'll go with this one. Well, no, what I could do, I've already got that one. I'll go with this one, get a very vampire-y look going. I mean, there is also this, which is close. I'll go vampire-y. Vampire-y. Some everyday tights going on. So it's the best thing they have on offer here at the moment. Keep the pumps. Could go heels, but no, that's not the right color. Either of those. I'll keep these. Alright. Sort of silly since I'm inside the shop all day, but sunny weather helps me work faster. Maybe it's just I'm making shorter sleeves. Maybe? Who knows? Who can say? Who can say where the road heads? Where the road ends? Okay. Song of people. Not my people, but people. Because people did make it. Unlike some of these songs these days that a robot made, and nobody likes that. Trying to do a think thunk. I do kind of want to do a stream of the demo of the Heroes of Might and Magic game, just because, like, Myron, I'll be thinking, Steven, now that you're here, maybe you can help me out with a problem. I got carried away buying a paperboy cap. Wasn't sure what to do with my surplus, so I thought I'd give you what I don't need. I mean, alright, I'm not gonna wear it, but thanks. I will keep it, but I'm not gonna wear it right now because I like the flower. I've also been thinking maybe doing, like, some streams and stuff on, like, Heroes of Might and Magic 5. Just run through a few, like, the custom scenarios or something. Maybe just, like, some skirmish type stuff. I think that could be kind of neat. Because, like, it's a fun game. I enjoy playing it. But, like, so, man, I really need to stop resting my arms on the arms of this chair. I would take them off, but then the back of the chair has to be taken off. Because they're what's holding the back of the chair on. Because that makes logical sense. I hate how this chair is constructed. I really do. It's so bad. Because it also means that, like, the more I lean back, the more it works the bolts holding the arms of the chair on out. And I have to stop and tighten them every now and again. Or else the chair gets really creaky and starts, like, wobbling as I lean back. It's very disconcerting. I also wouldn't mind if I just replaced the padding of these arms. That might help. Get better padding going on. I've had this chair for a while, though, so I mean... Alright. Because, like, I could definitely do a stream on Olden Era. Like, there's no time limit to the demo, so, and there is 3 maps to play through. I have seen some people, and, okay, this is a mentality I hate. I hate this mentality, where, there was some people, apparently, who've been basically talking about how brutal the AI is. And there was somebody like, oh, it's so funny seeing the tourists get crushed by the AI because they mass all their units in one army and then don't have, like, a little thing to run around and gather the weekly stuff. It's like they don't have a second hero to run around and collect stuff. And it's like, yeah, that's what difficulty settings should be for. And there isn't any to this demo. Like... And if the AI is difficult, I'm guessing the AI is just defaulting to probably a hard AI. And these are people who've probably never played Heroes of Might and Magic before. Like, I hate this thing of like, oh, it's so funny you watch the tourists struggle. It's like, no, those are legitimate issues. Everyone should be able to enjoy a game. Like... And, like, I've not encountered the AI in the game I've been playing. I'm only on 70 minutes of playing. I'm not even into the second month yet. But given how quickly I figured out how to get to my highest tier unit, yeah, I could see the AI being absolutely dominant. Especially because one thing they've kept that I know was a change for 6, and was carried on into 7, that I am very mixed on, is... And I'm mixed because this is a quality of life thing that makes it easier for new players to get into the game. But it also dumbs things down. In your building screen for in your city, you are shown the upgrade paths, what you need to have to get other things. So, like, I was shown to get my highest, my ultimate unit's dwelling, so I could start recruiting them. I needed my Mage's Guild to level 4. Or was it 3? 3 or 4. It was somewhere along there. And to recruit, like, Medusas, I had to have the Minotaur dwelling and some other dwelling. I forget which one it was. Wow, I'm having terrible luck on fishing today. So, like, I could just see those lines. In 5 and before, you just had to learn what you needed to unlock building certain buildings. And you wouldn't be able to even see what buildings you have available until you've played the faction, basically. Now, that is not very conducive to the new player experience. That does mean, say, if one of you guys who's never played Heroes of Might and Magic before was to sit down with me in a game of Heroes of Might and Magic 5, I'm going to probably win, because I know how to most optimally build out my city. I will have basically all of the dwellings I care to have by the end of the first week, because I know how to get there. And I know how to get there within 7 turns. Now, admittedly, that is not going to be having my ultimate dwelling in 7 turns. You can't do that with any of the factions. But I play the dwarves with a very particular hero that gives benefit to the bear riders, and my main goal is to get upgraded bear riders by the end of the first week. And I can have that by turn 4. And then past that, I'll have berserkers and probably rune keepers. The berserkers don't matter. They're kind of a trash unit. They get very little focus. The Runekeepers are the second ranged unit of the dwarves, and are a pretty good ranged unit. Honestly, ranged units in general are not exactly their strong suit, but because the blacksmith is basically a required building for them, they're going to have infinite uses of their ranged attacks anyway. I will say, the thing that I see new players do, and I want to make note of this, the game itself will tell you that you're just dealing reduced damage outside of your ranged unit's range. That range is not a range. They have infinite range, you just deal reduced damage outside of it. I've seen so many people be like, but this unit only has a range of 3, so I gotta move my ranged unit up. It's like, no you don't. No you don't, and no you shouldn't. That is just asking to lose those units. Ranged units do not wish to have the ability for enemies to get in melee range with them. Like, yeah, it would be nice to be dealing that full damage all the time. Trust me, that'd be really nice. The Sylvans in 5 can do that with their ranged unit. They just get infinite range. And it's kind of bullcrap. Those are some of the scariest units to encounter. Because while you're crossing the field to fight them, they're hitting you for full damage the entire time. Which sucks. Haven can do that too. And they're equally scary to face. In this new game, Dungeon does that. With their Medusas, which are a fairly high-tier unit. Which means early game, they're probably not going to be the biggest... Well, that cricket just... It didn't want to live anymore, and mood. Like... Early game, they're probably not going to be the biggest issue because you're not going to be fighting that many Medusas. But as the game goes on, and the number of Medusas grows... they're going to become more and more of a problem to deal with. One thing I saw this creator talking about... My hair is not playing nice today. Was that the way he felt was that the auto battle was too good. And in his exact situation, I can see it. Because he was playing Necropolis with basically no ranged units. So, a lot of the times, the auto battle was giving him a more favorable result than him playing out the battle himself, because he had very few to no ranged units most of the time. Me playing Dungeon with my ranged units from the start, and getting Medusas pretty quickly, because I started with a hero that just started with ranged units with a bonus to ranged units. I forget what they're called. There's some kind of dancer. Like, that very quickly meant that the auto battle more often than not was actually worse for me than playing it out manually. My hero also ended up getting a lot of magic focused stuff, so that made that also helps make the auto battle worse. You also get less experience for the auto battle. So, like, it basically seems like an evolution of the weak army auto defeat mechanic from 5 that I think was carried on into 6 and 7. I don't know for sure. It's one of those things where they've basically made that auto win potentially cost you units. And there's definitely times where I've had that auto battle pop up, and it's like, oh, I lose 20 troglodytes. And it's like, you know what? I don't care about that. My troglodytes have attacked exactly one time. Because they're a melee unit. And my hero is heavily focused into their ranged unit. Meaning, a lot of the time, this ranged unit has won the battle for me before the enemies are within melee range. So I have no reason to use the troglodytes. Honestly, I've been considering just leaving the troglodyte stack in one of my cities, just because I don't need it. And that would give me room to recruit non-upgraded units as I'm moving around. So, you know. And that in of itself would be a nice thing. Because, like, I have a dwelling to recruit Medusas, but my stack of Medusas are already upgraded. So I can't recruit those Medusas when I don't have room in my army for them. And I have not found a way to remotely recruit units. So basically, those just get to sit there unless I have room to go and recruit them. Which that is a complaint I have. There is no way to remotely recruit. I would love a way to remote recruit, and it just sends a little caravan off to the nearest city. That would be great. That would be ideal. Because, like, you know, the nearest city the units can fit into. Now, if you don't have a city that doesn't have room, then you shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to recruit the units. In 5, you still could, and it left the caravan sitting in front of your city, basically making it just annoying to attack into a city when there was caravans sitting there, and the AI would just never recruit if they couldn't find room for them, so you would never have the AI doing that, but you could do it, and it basically bought you extra time to get your, like, main army back to defend one of your cities. Which, yeah, that was a little busted, so just make it so you can't recruit, you know. Have the incoming units basically create a shadow slot in the army of the city. That way you can't even, like, recruit them and then recruit somebody in the city to take up their spot. You know, they themselves are taking up a spot if they need to before, you know, you recruit. Something like that. Now, realistically, I should just be using a secondary army to run over, recruit the units, but, like, I'd rather leave those heroes in the cities? Maybe that's just me? Man, I cannot cast in front of this fish. And now it turned to where... Fish! Fish! Stop. Stop! Maybe it'll notice. No. I'm having so many issues with this fish. There we go. So, like, there's definitely some issues with the game. And I think I've already made mention, but I don't see this replacing 5 for me as my go-to Heroes of Might and Magic game. I just kind of don't. I'm kind of tempted to see what kind of mods are available for 5. Because I have just played so much of it that maybe if, like, there's... Maybe someone's done, like, a new faction mod. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know if that would be possible. I know there was a mod someone made to basically give each hero their own unique overworld model. At least unique-ish. And I enjoy that. The thing I don't enjoy is how slow my chosen hero is for the dwarves. Because, a lot of the times they're just using, like, one of the unit sprites. And, like, the sprite they're using for the hero I like using for the dwarves is really slow. So it's like, like in their animation. So she be slow, but I can deal with it. I don't mind it that much. You know, it's why I still have that mod installed. And I will say, I think I've already mentioned this, but I'm going to mention it again. The Heroes of Might and Magic games are all on sale right now. So if you want to pick up, like if you like turn-based, kind of city-buildy, kind of strategy games, like kind of like, think like kind of Civilization kind of deals. If you like games like that, I would highly recommend them. 3 and 5 are the go-to suggestions. Both are like a couple dollars right now. So you don't really have much to lose buying them. Sadly, they're not on console, even though they realistically could be. It wouldn't have been that much effort to make them console games. But they were made in an era when PC was still trying to be solidly PC. We're not adding controller support. We're a PC game. It's like, yeah, but you're not going to attract console gamers by doing that. Like, I imagine there's a fair few people that even watch this series that if I were to sit you down in front of a game with a mouse and keyboard, you would be going, how do I do this? Meanwhile, if I sat you down with a controller, even a controller you've never seen before, you'd probably be able to figure it out and get comfortable pretty quickly. You know, like, if I were to sit you down with a PlayStation 4 controller, which I could grab. It's actually a nice controller if you have small hands. Like, so like, if I were to sit you down with this controller, you could probably figure it out. Because, you know, it's not that different. Basically just swap the D-pad and joystick around. I don't like how small this controller is. This is nice chunky, this is not. But like, you know, you could probably figure this out, and like, you just hold it like this instead of like this. Like, little less comfortable, I will admit. Also with how small the handholds are, like, if you've got small hands, I'm sure this is a nice controller, but like, my fingies intermingle, and, like, it's a little awkward. But, I mean, this is, honestly, this feels nicer because of how much larger it is, and like, it's got the nice hand grips, like, it's nice. That's why I still use the Joy-Cons with the Switch 2 here. Plus, I'm trying to see when I might experience drift, and I haven't yet. I've had this thing for a while. I've heard drift is still a problem, but I'm not experiencing it, like, at all. Wow, I just realized I've been recording for 50 minutes. Not all of that will be in the video, obviously, but Jesus, this has been a long episode. I suppose it makes sense. I've been talking about a really slow game, so, you know. Jeez, though. This is... Wow. This is what happens when I just get rambling. I should really get this ended off then, because I've been going for a very long time now. But, yeah. I will probably talk more about Olden Age, just because, like, I'm gonna be playing more of it. Honestly, once I stop this recording, I'm probably gonna fire the game back up. Because I've been editing through the night instead of, like, right away, so... It just feels nicer to space my day out like that, instead of trying to, like, front focus all my work and then, you know... But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed this really long ramble about Heroes of Might and Magic. Expect more. And hopefully I shall see you back here tomorrow for more Animal Crossing New Horizons. I need to check turnip prices. Cutting off this outro so I can go check turnip prices. I didn't check the morning prices, obviously. I'm going to be trying to check them for tomorrow, but Monday morning, I'm never going to sell Monday morning. 122, okay. This seems like a front-loaded week. I could sell right now. That means tomorrow's probably gonna be worse. I'll see. I don't want to jump the gun. Now that's gonna be it for this one. I thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I shall see you back here tomorrow for more Animal Crossing New Horizons. See you all then!